Welcome back to the Glow Up Girl podcast. I'm Kyra. Thank you all for joining. Well, now I am back with Charnel. So welcome, Charnel, to the Glow Up Girl podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and dive in because A, you are a badass for one. And number two, you've got some great tips to share with our audience today. So let's start by you telling everyone out there listening or watching who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Charnell Williams, and I own my own cleaning service in Atlanta, Georgia. And now I own a coaching business where I teach my clients how to start their own profitable cleaning business.
Yes. Well, first of all, kudos, congratulations to you. Secondly, thank you so much for being an entrepreneur who shares your knowledge. Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it. That is so, you've got these people who are like, and oh my God, like I was working a job and then all of a sudden I was like, I have 8 million Instagram followers and all these brand partnerships. And I don't know what I did. And I'm like, you know what you did. Why don't you just tell people what you did?
Right. And that's the thing. People don't realize it's enough money out here for everyone.
Yes, for sure.
So
we at Glow Up Girl, we love people who love to share the resources and information. Like that is so awesome because I believe like you, there are opportunities out there for all of us.
Right.
So, all right. So let's talk about your journey. So what did you do prior to becoming a business owner?
So I started my business when I was in college. I'm from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. I moved to Atlanta to go to college. I went to Clark Atlanta University and I was working a part-time job at the bank when I started my business. But a year prior to starting my cleaning service, I had a summer camp. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a huge, completely different industries, but that's what prompted me to start the cleaning business, because I wanted a business that was flexible with my work and school schedule. Mm-hmm. And I wanted something that I can do year long. I didn't want a seasonal business. So I went and researched different businesses. I came across cleaning and I met with different cleaning franchises. And the fees that I would have to pay them, I said, I can just use that towards my own marketing. So that's what I did. I'm not OCD. I don't enjoy cleaning. I saw a business opportunity and I took advantage of it.
Exactly. I mean, that is so smart because everybody needs someone to clean, and none of us like to clean, no matter what people are like. I just love to clean. No, I don't. I don't like to clean. I don't like to clean. And I love that you said that you saw that there was a need. You saw that there was a need in the industry. We needed this. So that's pretty cool. Now, when you so you said, okay, I've got this opportunity. What steps would you start to do to put that into place?
So I did extensive research. I wanted to know everything about the cleaning industry. And then I told everyone I came in contact with, because you never know who you're going to walk into or meet, and you can interact with them, and you just never know the different things. Mm-hmm. So I talked to everyone. I asked everyone, okay, does your office need a cleaning service? Do you need your house clean? I went and had some flyers made. I got some color paper and started passing out flyers until I was able to afford actual, postcards and door hangers and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I just researched different guerrilla marketing tactics that I can use for my business. And I just learned from people who were successful, people who were doing what I wanted to do. And I studied them. I built relationships with them, and it just helped me catapult my business.
Yes. Now you said a couple things that stood out to me. One being almost, your shoot your shot mentality. You
Closed
were
mouth don't
gonna
get fed. A closed
exactly.
mouth will not get fed.
Exactly. And I love that because I think a lot of people are like afraid to hear the word no. Mm-hmm. Or they're afraid for people not to respond back. So it's like, but like you said, if you'll never know if you don't do it. And what can they do other than say no?
Right. And I tell my clients and my friends all the time, no one's going to die. Do it.
Yes.
You gotta do it afraid. You gotta do it when you're scared. You gotta get out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Me being on this podcast is me getting out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. So it's, but if you want to be successful, you gotta do it.
Yes. I love that. And I think that, because I know we'll get to your coaching in a little bit, but just even hearing your personal story, I mean, it is a model for someone. Someone may be listening and watching right now and wanting to take that next step, but they are afraid. Right. They are afraid of hearing no. They are just afraid of saying, what if I fail? And I mean, I talk about this all the time on the show that like, I don't care. I'm not afraid to fail. I failed a lot of times, right. But I'm willing to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, right. You can always pivot. You can always change. Like you don't have to stay in it and keep doing the same thing. So, but I think that just comes with like, a lot of times, especially as women, us feeling like, oh my gosh, well, I don't want to get it wrong.
Right.
And right. I don't want to fail. But like you were like, nope, you gonna
I had my moments. I definitely had my moments, but I had to give myself a pep talk. Mm-hmm. How bad do you want it?
Yes.
You got to go out there and do it.
Yep. And the second thing that you said that resonated was studying and forming relationships with people who are doing the thing that you want to do.
Absolutely.
Now that's another thing that people shy away from doing, right? Mm-hmm. They just sort of lurk in the background, but don't reach out. So how did you make those connections?
Yeah, just, creepy, just, like, if most people, if you reach out to them, most people will be more than happy to share and give you that information. So I would send emails. I would, if it's social media, comment on their post, mm-hmm. and also just asking, hey, is there something I can do to help you? Yes. When you help someone, you're sowing a seed. Karma, that's good karma, right? Mm-hmm. People talk about karma this and that. No, there's good karma as well. Exactly. You do good, you're going to get good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe that too. I just said, okay, well, I want to do something for someone that I would appreciate. That was genuine. And me not saying, okay, well, I did this for you and I want something back. My reward or what I reap or my karma may not come through from that same person. It may come from a different resource. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I agree too on that note about like connecting to people. Sometimes it's just like you said, it's just asking for like 5 minutes, asking somebody, hey, I know you're probably busy, but if I could just have 5 minutes of your time. And like you said, most people are really good about like wanting to connect and wanting to help people. Like right when in 2020, when we were like going into the pandemic, I remember this platform called Lunch Club, like sort of appeared out of nowhere. And it was like basically a network for you to connect to people in your industry, people who were not, maybe in different industries that you wanted to like find out more about. And it was just all about like matching to like saying, I'm interested in these things. And so then you could find people match. And I remember when I first started Glow Up Girl, I took so many of those. Like I was talking to people like every other day. I was like, yep, zoom me, and just making these connections, but really also just like learning from people who have more experience than me, people who've been entrepreneurs longer than I have, and who have found success, and just getting tips from them. And they were so willing to share, like, of course, you may not hit it off with everybody, but you'll probably take something from the conversation.
Right.
So
right. If nothing else, it'll teach you how not to treat people.
Exactly. So the moral of that story, everyone, is don't be afraid. Step out there, shoot your shot, shoot it.
Yeah.
I mean, you might miss, but go, try again.
And you may not miss, right?
Exactly. So let's talk about your business now, and the fact that, obviously we're in the pandemic, still living in a pandemic. And how have you been successful at running a service-based business during this time? Like, what have you had to do differently? What changes have you made, and what successes have you seen?
Well, so I do both residential and commercial cleaning. Mm-hmm. My residential, we got a lot of cancellations, and a lot of our clients postpone their services. But my commercial side, 2020 was the most profitable year we had, because everyone wanted the sanitizing cleanings and the disinfectant cleanings. So it was an opportunity for us, because people were scared. They don't want to touch the doorknobs even more than before.
Right.
So that helped. Also, I didn't stop doing what I was doing. Sometimes people say, okay, I'm going to stop marketing. You never want to stop marketing. You want to always market, regardless, when things are good and when things are bad, because you never know that the opportunities are out there. If people don't know who you are, your phone won't ring. They won't call you. So just doing that. And also it helped me to launch my coaching business, because I was doing it anyway. People would ask me, hey, how do you do this? And I would just, hey, okay, this is how you do it. And I would talk to them. And then I said, okay, let me monetize this. Let me create an online course that, hey, okay, just log into this, and you can, from A to Z, figure out how to, know how to start your own business. So I had the time to actually sit down and do the recordings.
Exactly.
So it was good. And now on the residential side, it started picking back up last year. So that's a blessing.
Yes. And you've probably even seen more people now, since we're at a phase where people can be vaccinated. People still obviously can come in your house with masks on. So have you even seen it like grow more this year? Or I know we're in a new year, last year, right?
Yeah, I think people are more cognizant of germs, right? They care more about germs and more aware. They don't want to inhale it. They don't want to touch anything, So I think people are becoming more educated and understanding the importance of living in a home or working in a space that is sanitized and disinfected the proper way.
Yes. And what do you see? The last almost 2 years have seen a lot of us move into a virtual working scenario. What are some of the benefits that you see to running your business virtually?
I love my virtual business. Like I became virtual back in 2015, I think it was. I had the office, the overhead. And then I found out, okay, I can still run this business from home. So I've been doing that. But the importance of it is you have to have a system in place. It's so convenient. You have to be disciplined. You still have to know what needs to be done and still be able to execute it. But, the way technology is set up, I can run my entire business from my phone.
Yes.
I can see what my VAs, I can see what they're texting, what I can listen to the phone calls. I can see what emails are being sent out. I can see what bookings they're making and, what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong and from my phone. So I just love that convenience that I don't have to be in a specific location for a specific amount of time in order to be successful.
Yes.
So
I love that. Yeah. That's great. I mean, I love that you said, hey, we've got technology. And also the other thing that I think most people will resonate with is flexibility. It's like, I just don't think we were talking about prior to getting into the show about, it's just, oh my God, I could never go back. Like the flexibility.
Freedom. It's freedom.
It is definitely freedom.
It feels great.
Yes. It's like, oh my God, you can, there's just so many ways that I think, working virtually, running the business virtually can just benefit people, in your health. I mean, you can, for those people who, people who may have to leave early and say, oh, I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to prep my food. I mean, you've got those pockets of time where you can work out in the morning. You can work out at lunch. You can just take a break. If you just like, you know what, I need to walk down the street because these people driving me crazy. I need to
take a nap. You can take a nap.
I have a coworker who is always talking about how I'm about to go take a nap at lunch. He was like, I'll see you. I'm going to take a nap. I was like, oh my God, I might take a nap and wouldn't wake up. So oh my God, that's why I'm always like, nope, can't do it. So, but yeah, I love that. And I do think people have to lean on technology. Like it's so awesome. Like it's there and it offers so many benefits to you being able to do things more seamlessly. And like you say, give you that freedom and flexibility.
It's very efficient.
Yes. All right. So now let's talk about working with you. So anybody out there who's listening, I know you do have a program that you can help entrepreneurs launch a profitable service business in 60 days.
Yes.
So just, you got to tell us about it. How can I be making money in 60 days, Charnel?
So it's just follow the systems, because when I started my business, it wasn't virtual, right? I had an actual office and the supplies there and all that stuff. But I teach my clients, I have my course is a DIY course. So you can work at your own pace and implement how to start your business. And then if you follow the systems and things that I teach in the course, you'll be able to make a profit within 60 days.
Okay.
And without having to get up. I tell people you can start your own cleaning business without lifting a broom. You don't have to I don't do any cleaning. And my business grows without me. I have people that work for me that I've never met. I've never, seen face to face. And my business is still able to be successful. It's still able to grow and thrive. Right. And I just teach my clients the importance of that. And we talked about perfection and wanting everything to be perfect, when in actuality, you just need to be consistent. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not robots, right? But be consistent, do what you say, and you have no choice but to grow the business. So
yeah, it's like, it's consistency, like you said, and just showing up. Like you just have to show up.
That's half the battle.
Yes. And that is a lot of times what, like you said, people don't do, because they're like these cases of, people having analysis paralysis, where it's like, oh my God, it's not perfect. I'm going to look at it 12 times and I'm going to keep looking at it and I'm going to keep finding something. And I'm going to let that sow the seed of doubt and tell me don't. And, and it's like, no, like, just do it.
Right. Because
Like,
as you grow, you're going to change things. You're going to tweak things.
Exactly.
The proposals and the emails and the things that I would send to clients back in 2007 is completely different from what I send them now in 2022.
Yes.
You're going to evolve, but you have to start somewhere, because you're going to learn what works, what doesn't work, what, how you could be more efficient with your business. You're going to learn so much. You never stop learning when you're in business.
True. Yep. That is so true. And I love that you said evolving, because that is definitely one thing I love to talk about. I'm like, look, as long as you are alive, you should be learning and you should be evolving.
Absolutely.
And if you're not, I always used to tell people in my job when they would come in, when I was managing teams, I would say, look, when you stop learning, you may as well just die, because it's like, what are you here for? We're all here to like continue to like grow and be better versions of ourselves. And we don't know everything. I learn something new every day. So it's like, just open yourself up to that. And I mean, like you said, be consistent with learning. So, yeah. So now, do you do any one-on-one coaching outside of the course work that you offer?
I do. So if you get the course, you also get a free one-on-one coaching session with me, because you may have questions about content within the course. So I get that. But I do have some clients that I work with one-on-one, depending on what stage of the business they're in. Some, and I'm like this sometimes. I need someone to hold me accountable. And be there. Like my coach, she holds me accountable, because I'm quick to say, oh, I don't feel like doing it. And she's like, that's fine, but you need to find somebody who can do it. You still got to delegate it. It still needs to be done. Right. So it's just great to have that person, supporting you and cheering you on. And that's what I do for my clients, because I understand. I've been there. I tell my staff, like, everything that you're doing, I've done. So I understand the different layers to this business. I tell people all the time, cleaning toilets is the easy part. If I just had to clean the toilet and go home, that's a breeze.
Yes.
But then when you factor in payroll and this complaint and this person needs this and that, and I need more people, and it's like, I'd rather clean a toilet. So
I love that. Well, I also, I definitely agree with you on having coaches. I always talk about this, and I tell people all the time, get a coach. Y'all listening out there who want to start a business, get a coach. Call Charnel.
It'll make your life so much easier. It makes the process a lot smoother. You're still going to run into bumps, because that's business. But if you have someone who can say, no, don't go that way, don't do that. Don't waste your money on this, because it's not fruitful.
Yeah.
You have a person who has experience, who can tell you these things.
And it's also, too, like, it's evolving there. Even when you get coaches, I mean, it's like I have a coach, but then you have different types of coaches. And I think people need to always like, you don't have to, one coach may be good for this particular season and where you are. And then you may have to move to a different coach for a different reason. But it is just so, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like having an unbiased cheerleader, like, all the time, but that they love you and want to see you do well. I mean, and they're cheerleading, and they're like, my coach, I mean, I can be like, okay, so I did this thing. Let me show you. I'm like, so me sending her a note saying, but don't look at this until after the holidays, and her being like, now, I'm going to look. I'm going to look because I want to know. And it's just, having that person, to help you like figure things out when you sort of have like I always have a lot of ideas, and you're just like, oh, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. And before I got a coach, I was literally doing all those things. I would be doing all those things. But then now I have somebody who can just stop me and say, That's a good idea, but let's talk about this. And
Right.
so it's just so important. And I especially think when you're starting a business, it is super important because I've had a few businesses in my time that did not go so well.
Mhm.
But I guarantee you, if I'd had a coach at the start of that and someone who could actually help me sort of funnel all these great ideas from the
Right.
start. So everybody, as you hear Kyra on her soapbox again about the importance of coaching, get you a coach.
Yeah. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about relationships and
Mhm.
being in contact with the right people. If you have
Yes.
the right coach, that will help your business. It will save you 5-10 years
Mhm.
of things, of heartache and aggravation and frustration.
Mhm.
Right. There have been many times starting, and I was so frustrated and said, you know what? I'm going to get a 9 to 5. I'm not doing this anymore. But if I had a coach at that time saying,
Mhm.
no, just pivot this way, you're
Yep.
good. You know,
Yep.
you
Yep.
need that.
Yes, I definitely agree. I agree. I love that. All right. So why don't you tell everybody out there who's listening or watching how they can get started working with you?
Okay, well, you can go to my website, profitincleaning.com. And on the website, you can sign up for the course. You can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me. It usually runs longer than 15 minutes because I do like to talk. But you can also book your one-on-one sessions there as well.
Awesome. So what is ahead for you this year in 2022?
We we so much. So because during COVID, I was asked to be a co-host for a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me stepping out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's growing, and that's a blessing. And then we are actually operating, my cleaning business is operating in different areas throughout the country now.
Awesome.
Not just in the Atlanta area.
Mm-hmm.
So we train the way our system is set up, the way the functionality of our business, we can operate this business anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to leave Atlanta to do it.
Right, right.
So we're doing that. And then with the coaching business, I'm working on another course that's going to be more specific to marketing or more detailed marketing, because I do have a free marketing course that's on my website, but this one is going to be more detail of the process and how to actually execute some of the different marketing techniques I talk about in the first course.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, sounds like you have a lot going on, and also look at how efficient she is. For those of you listening and watching, she is running a business in different states and parts of the country, and she is doing it from the comfort of her own home.
Right.
So, just saying, just saying, you might want to cozy on up over there to Charnel and get some of those tips. So, all right. So before I let you go, we're got 3 questions for you. This helps us dig a little bit deeper, get to know you a little bit better. So let's see. Number 1 is, how do you start the day?
So I have a morning routine. I get up at 5 a.m. I pray, I meditate, I read for about 20-30 minutes. Now sometimes I skip on this part, but I'll exercise. But sometimes I skip on that, and I do some visualization, and then I start my day.
Yes, I like it. What's one song or songs in your playlist that you're loving right now?
So I've been listening to this gospel song called Manifest by Jonathan Nelson, and I just love it. I play it all the time. I'm singing it all the time. So I'm just, so that's the song. If I had to.
I like it. I like it. All right, I'm going to throw another one in here before the end. What do you do when you have a day off?
Sleep. If I get a day off, because mind you, I have two toddlers.
Oh,
I have two toddlers and a husband. So yeah, if I get a day off, oh, no brainer. I am going to sleep.
she's like, I'll see y'all later.
Right. Because everything else is like when it wouldn't be reading because I do that. That's incorporated in my morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise. I shop online.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go on Amazon. I don't like going to stores.
Yeah.
So sleep. Or relax or watch, a movie or Netflix or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And last question, how do you end the day?
I end the day I'll usually read a plan in my Bible app.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that, watch some TV, and just relax, drink some wine if I can. It depends on, how the kids are treating me, right?
Yeah.
Some days are better than others. Some days I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to bed, throwing the covers over my head. But other times I'll just, watch TV or, go on social media, something like that.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Well, Charnel, this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast and spending some time with us. And you can always come back here when you have something you want to share.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned, everyone. I'll be right back.